Why hello there, Brent here with the Bring Your Own Tools. On today's episode, we are doing a beautiful paver walkway. If you want to learn how to do it, keep on watching. Let's get started.
Throughout the years, I've thrown a lot of miscellaneous stuff on the side of my house because I just didn't know what to do with it. Whether it's leftover rock, dirt, or bark, it's on this side. I hate the look of this, and it's time to fix this area up. 1, to give me peace of mind, and 2, to help my neighbors with this eyesore. The first step of this project is the cleanup. I'm trying to clean up all this dirt and loose debris out of this area, as well as determine how wide this walkway is going to be. Because we have a perfect little garbage and recycling area on the side of the house that I built in a recent DIY project, I let that determine the width of the walkway, which is 3 feet wide. I run a rope down the side of my house just to give me a quick determination as to where I need to excavate to. I use a flathead shovel to cut as much of a straight line as possible into the grass that I actually still have. I'm trying to excavate at least 3 to 4 inches below grade. That way I can bring in the appropriate rock and sand, as well as still keep the pavers at the same height as the remaining grass. All I needed for this entire process was just a couple shovels, a rake, a wheelbarrow, and some water because it was hot. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have taken this on during the dead of summer, but you live and you learn. Now with excavation taken care of, it's time for rock, and specifically 5/8 crushed minus. Now with bulk material, it's always nice to load it into my trusty Toyota Tacoma with a backhoe loader that just does it for you. If you don't have a truck or facility like this around you, you can always go to your home improvement shop, which will have bags of this type of material for you. It's just going to take a little bit longer to get it to your home. I emptied out the first load, then grabbed some sand and a plate compactor. So now we can really get underway on this project.
Okay, so we have our 5/8 crushed minus. We also have our plate compactor and our sand. Now what we're gonna be doing is actually plate compacting the dirt first, then putting 2 to 3 inches of these crushed minus right on top, compacting that, then a weed barrier, then sand. That's gonna give us the proper support that we're gonna need for those specific pavers. Might be a little overkill, but guess what? For a proper walkway where you don't want it to move at all for years down the road, gotta do it right the first time.
If you've never used a plate compactor before, it's a very simple and amazing tool at compacting. All it is really a motor that's attached to a steel plate that bounces up and down and compacts whatever is underneath. However, as you can see, it does kick up some dirt if you don't wet it first. So I grab my hose, wet all the dirt down, and wait about 5 minutes just so the dirt can actually absorb that moisture, and then come back with the plate compactor. Also remember, if you're not able to rent one of these tools, you can always purchase a hand tamper, which does do a good job, but definitely not as good as the plate compactor. I run the plate compactor over a few times as well as wet it a few times because I really want this fully compacted nicely. After that, I go back and grab my flathead shovel to clean up the edges of the grass because it's now time for rock. I do insert a stake at the 3-foot mark and then run a string line all the way across because this will really give us a good gauge and determination as to where the rock needs to be placed, as well as where our edging needs to rest when it's all said and done. I double check our measurement and we're good here, so let's start rocking. As I noted earlier, I do want 2 to 3 inches of crushed rock broadcast over this entire walkway, then compacted nicely. And that's 2 to 3 inches compacted, so keep that in mind. I use a rake to smooth out the rock evenly, and this doesn't have to be perfectly level, but you should try and get it as close as possible. Once we have all the rock distributed, I then go back and wet the entire surface down because we still do want to wet this before we use the plate compactor. Once it's nicely watered, we can run the plate compactor over it a few times, and just remember it doesn't have to be perfectly flat at this point. This is just to give us a good quality base as well as good drainage for longevity. Once we have our rock compacted, I see this as a perfect time to start installing our edging. For this project, we're using a 3.5-inch edging roll to differentiate between the rock versus our grass area, and trying to make sure that the grass doesn't then go into our rockery. This is a nice, easy way to differentiate the space. Just try and get it as straight as possible. I'm able to keep it pretty stationary with these stakes that come with the kit, but just know we'll fine-tune the straightness once the pavers are in place. As for sand, we are using just a generic general construction sand, which is easily compactable, especially when it's a little moist. I lay down 2 PVC pipes on both sides of the walkway and then start filling up the walkway with sand. I then take a scrap piece of wood, cut it down to approximately 34 inches, and use that as a screed, so we're easily able to smooth out all the sand because it rests upon the PVC pipes, and that gives us a perfect even depth all the way across our walkway. Now you can obviously use something else other than PVC, but these 2 pieces worked out perfectly. It made it very easy to spread out all this material evenly. And one of the best things about this process is that you don't even have to worry about filling those channels that the PVC left, because the plate compactor completely removes the need of filling because it evenly distributes the sand. I completely compact this entire first layer of sand, and once that was taken care of, we can then start to our second layer. Now the second layer is just needed in this case because the fact that 1, I need to increase the height of this pathway for it to be the same height as the grass, and 2, to make sure everything is fully leveled. If the PVC pipes are level themselves, you know for sure that the sand will be level once you compact it, because it will be compacting the same amount for the entire span. Once I have this layer of sand spread out and fully compacted, I then begin my layout for my porcelain pavers. But before we get to our pavers, we do have to discuss one thing. A mistake was made, yes, by yours truly.
Okay, so we have our tile, we have our sand taken care of, but one specific thing I did forget about. The weed barrier, yes. I was supposed to put the weed barrier in between the 3/4 crushed minus and the sand because I wanted to differentiate the two and I didn't want them to commingle years down the road. However, apparently the sun got to me and I completely forgot about it. So we're gonna install it now. I'm sure it'll be fine, but just note to self, try and do it in between those 2 products. But lo and behold, the real masterpiece of this whole job, this porcelain paver. Yeah, porcelain paver. It still looks beautiful, looks gorgeous. You get them in your general Home Depot, and they're extremely strong. So I'm excited to put these bad boys down and see how they look in the end.
It was blistering hot these few days, which is why I'm in my sexy beast tank. But this type of thing certainly isn't the end of the world. We just have to account for it. I apply my weed fabric over the entire walkway and then measure off 6 inches from the house and place a stake directly into our walkway. I then take a string line and string it across the entire stretch, making sure that I stake down another stake on the other end that's also 6 inches away from the house. This will provide a perfect guide for our pavers, and I also string across a tape measure so I have adequate and precise spacing between each paver. I dump a bucket of loose sand where the paver is going to be placed and spread it out as evenly as I can with my hands. As I am spreading it out, I'm just trying to make sure I have a loose surface for the paver to rest upon. And then once I determine exactly where true level is, I then can pound it in place, making sure that it's steadfast and it's not going to be wiggling on us in the end. Just remember, I'm using a rubber mallet, not a normal hammer, because if you do use a hammer, most likely it will break at a certain point. These porcelain tiles are strong, just maybe not that strong. And if you do like these tiles or the tools that I feature in this video, I will make sure and leave a link in the description box below. The string line really does an amazing job at making sure all of these tiles are set straight and at the same spacing against the house. And as for spacing, we have 6 inches between all sides. That means that there's 6 inches between each tile, as well as 6 inches from the tile to the house, as well as 6 inches from the tile to our rubber edging. Now that our tiles are fully installed, I go back and pour in some more sand in between all of these open spaces. You don't have to do this step because this will be just filled with rock later, but I feel this step will just provide a bit more strength and stability for these tiles.
Now I just had to say for a moment, man oh man, that looks pretty doggone straight. And let's see. Oh yeah, feels good. Feels good. One last step, Kona.
Yes, one final beautiful step, and all it includes is rock. This is specifically 7/8 drain rock, and it's a perfect rock for landscaping use. One, obviously because it drains very well, and two, it looks good with very little maintenance needed because thanks to our weed barrier and all the prep we had, we really don't need to worry about any weeds coming through this space. I neatly position the rock around each paver, and once I have it in the general position that I want, I do apply a bit of pressure just to try and settle those rocks into position so they're not too loose. Once I have all the rocks spread out appropriately throughout the entire space, I do clean up our landscape edging a bit just to make sure it's as straight as possible, and when it's not the dead of summer, I will be applying a bit of grass seed in this area so the grass will actually grow back and look beautiful as well as have a nice crisp line all the way down. But guess what? We are done. I sure do love a beautiful transformation, and if you don't remember what it looked like originally, yeah, there you go. Pretty rough. This is a project that really does add a tremendous amount of eye appeal that I feel anyone can do as long as you don't mind getting your hands dirty along the way. This was a fun and easy project that only took a couple days, and I will be posting pictures of this beautiful walkway once the grass actually does grow back. So if you do want to see the final culmination with grass, let me know in the comments below. And that's what I call one beautiful, sexy beast. Oh yeah,